Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to today's assembly. We'll start with a story called Just a Little Bit.
Just a little. With elephant on one side cat, mouse, giraffe, zebra, lion, pig, lion.
Okay, so that was a funny story about being balanced in a physical way with something very heavy on one side, and then they managed to make it balanced. The latest IB learner trait that I want to speak to you about in this assembly is being balanced, not in a physical sense on a seesaw, but in an emotional sense. We've done a lot of talking about all these different IB learner traits, but I sometimes think that being balanced is almost the most important one that there is, because it can cover all the different IB learner traits, and it can cover all the different parts of your life at school and at home. And we're always asking you to think about being balanced. For example, we want you to have fun in class, but we also want you to be sensible and work hard. We want you to look after yourself, but we want you to look after others and balance, not just being selfish and looking out for yourself, but looking out for others. We want you to work and study hard, but we also want you to take time to relax and have other interests. We want you to enjoy sweets and chocolates and chips as a treat sometimes, but we also want to educate you about healthy eating so that you make good choices. We've spoken to you before about having a growth mindset. So that includes balance. When something goes wrong or when something is really difficult, not thinking, oh, this. Okay, so that was a funny story about being balanced in a physical sense, where somebody very heavy on one side of the seesaw and they had to work hard to balance it up. So the latest IB learner trait that we want to speak about today is about being balanced. And you can see from this poster that it says being balanced means we take good care of our minds and bodies to be happy and healthy. And I think in many ways being balanced is probably, you could say it was the most important IB learner trait that there is, because it can cover all the other learner traits. And we're always asking you to be balanced. Okay? We want you to have fun in class and enjoy yourself and be happy, but we also want you to work hard and concentrate and not be silly. We want you to think about yourself and look after yourself, but we don't want you to be selfish. We want you to look after other people as well. We want you to work and study really hard, but we also want you to have time for other activities, maybe sports or reading or playing or learning a musical instrument. We want you to be able to have sweets and chips and chocolate sometimes as a treat, but we want to educate you about healthy eating so that you make good, healthy choices. We've spoken before in the past about how important it is to have a growth mindset. So if something is really difficult to you, or if something goes wrong, not to just shut down and think, oh, this is a disaster, I can't do this, and stop trying, but to think, okay, what are my next steps? How am I going to make this situation better? So that's showing a balanced attitude. behaviour-wise, if somebody annoys or upsets you in class, what would be a balanced way to deal with that? Should you start screaming and shouting and crying and hitting people? A balanced way would be to say, please stop doing that. And if that doesn't work, to get your teacher's help. Okay? So you can see how being balanced can impact on all of your life. Your school life, your learning, and your social life. And when we look at our mission statement, our school mission statement, which is the idea that His Majesty Sultan Qaboos had when he started our school, you can see the balance there. Okay? It's a co-educational school. It's bilingual. So the English and the Arabic are equally important. They're balanced. We go all the way from the smallest children, the youngest children in KG, to our older children in year 13 who are getting ready to go to university. And what's wonderful about the Sultan School is we never stop thinking about how important it is, how proud we are to be Omani, our place in the society of Oman. But we also want to remember our place as world citizens. So there's that lovely balance again. So with that in mind and thinking about how you can be a balanced learner this week, have a lovely week, boys and girls.